Thank you, President. My question is for the Premier. You've announced that you'll use COVID restrictions to coerce people into getting vaccines, vaccine passports. You've dressed it up as a reward for being vaccinated, but freedom is a right, not a reward. It's more accurate to say you intend on punishing the unvaccinated until they get the jab. This is morally wrong. You're creating a new apartheid system where the unvaccinated are excluded from everyday life. But coercing the unvaccinated isn't just unethical, it's illogical. We know these vaccines won't produce a herd immunity, even with a vast majority at double jab status. The Delta variant COVID is still highly infectious, even amongst vaccinated Australians. Because of this, a vaccine only helps the person who gets it. Unvaccinated people only harm themselves. We should not lock down everyone to protect those who choose not to protect themselves. Premier, why are we waiting for 80% of Victorians to get double jabbed instead of just setting a date to open up?
Leader of the Government.
Thank you, President. I answered a very similar question to the Lib Dems yesterday in the form of the question from Mr Limbrick. I thank Mr Quilty for his question and his ongoing interest in all matters related to people's rights as they exist in Victoria and also people's health. Mr Quilty, it is a fact that we are encouraging people to be vaccinated. What we are seeing around the world is that those that are unvaccinated, as you pointed out, are the ones that are likely to get the most sick, be in hospital and die. I take issue with elements of your question about the fact that those people that can't be vaccinated, that choose not to be vaccinated, can take the issue into their own hands. There are people with medical conditions that mean they can't be vaccinated, and as a mother of a 9-year-old and a 10-year-old who can't be vaccinated, it is my hope that most people who are able to be vaccinated take that opportunity take up that opportunity as soon as possible to protect themselves, their communities, their families, and indeed enable the state to get back to something close to normal.
Mr Quilty on a supplementary.
We need a clear end to this endless COVID lockdown nightmare. Enough is enough. 2 weeks to flatten the curve became 6 months to find a vaccine, became 2 years of authoritarians taking away our rights and letting us forget how to live free. We have a vaccine. We finally have millions of doses rolling into the country. Anyone who wants to protect themselves will now have the option to do so. The time has come to put this behind us. Set a date to end the lockdowns. By December 4th, everyone who is concerned about COVID will have had a chance to get a vaccine. Those who refuse to get vaccines have made their choice, and we should respect that, and they bear the consequences of their choice. Free people don't need to show their vaccine passports to go about their business. At the start of this pandemic, my colleague David Limbrick asked if Victorians would ever get their freedoms back. You told us they would. Premier, will you commit to making December 4th a day of freedom in Victoria by ending all COVID restrictions on or before that day?
Leader of the Government.
Thank you, President. I'll take most of that as a statement as opposed to a question. Mr Quilty, there's a national cabinet arrangement where the premiers and leaders and prime ministers of our country, Prime Minister of our country, are working on ensuring that there is the opportunity for states to contribute to a plan to ensure that all of Australia can enjoy being able to be free of restrictions that have been put in place to protect the health, and they're all committed to that work. Most governments are committed to this work. We want to be able to open up. That's the whole very reason that we are trying to suppress the virus and encourage people to be vaccinated, and we'll continue in those efforts.